Well, autumn's finally arrived. That can only mean one thing. It's river o'clock. It certainly is for me anyway. We've come down to the River Wye today in Hereford on a HDAA stretch just to have a little look at the new D22 8-metre whip system. I've got Danny and Chris with me. They're already catching loads of fish. Let's have a little look at our new whip that we've got out. It's an 8-metre take-apart whip. The top 3 kits that come with it are telescopic. It comes with a spare top 3. So for those of you who like fishing big rivers for big weights, this sort of situation, you can elasticate one. You can keep one with a flick tip in. Both tops come with a full carbon flick tip, a beautiful, typically Italian soft flick tip that you can trim back if need be. But for those of you who want to fish for the smaller fish, roach, and big numbers of them, you might want to keep it nice and fine. Moving on to the whip, as we move through, the whip comes as a full 8 metres inside the pole, or the whip I should say. It's a super slim blank. The reason we favour the take-apart whips, certainly for this type of fishing, is these pegs are so variable. You just don't know what you're going to be faced with. You draw your peg, every peg can be different. So therefore that'll dictate, and the level, of course, the level of the river will dictate whereabouts in your swim you need to fish. Having a take-apart whip allows you to tailor to your needs perfectly. So that's why we favour these whips. It comes at 8 metres. Over the last year, while we've been looking at developing this product, I've spoken to and studied a lot of the top river anglers. I tend to do a little bit myself now, and an 8-metre whip is about as far as you really need to go. There is an odd occasion where you need to go a bit longer, and with that, available in the range is a 1-metre extension. Any longer than 9 metres, and personally I feel that you might not be fishing the right methods unless it's very, very deep, which is an extremely rare occasion. So we cap this at 9 metres, and that allows us to build a product that gives the best quality, the rigidity you need with a soft tip running down through the blank, and couple that with the strength through the midsection. Now, of course, whips differ from poles greatly. You don't need a super stiff product. What you need is something with a little bit of give in it, because you'll swing your fish into hand. That said, when you get to lengths of 8 metres, 7, 8, 9 metres, you do need that little bit of stiffness through the mid and certainly butt section, which is going to help you lift those fish, and as they come up a little way out, bump, they come straight out, and the soft tip cushions it as they swing into hand. Right, so the whip comes with a spare telescopic top 3 as standard. Reason being for that is both tips are supplied with a lovely soft full carbon flick tip. But what we tend to find with those guys who are looking to catch big weights, specifically for the Wye and of course Island, what they tend to do is take the carbon flick tip out, take the number 1 section out, and bush the number 2, and then you run a small length of elastic through that number 2 section. Small length being a couple of feet, that's all it needs to be. It's just to buffer those big fish, and of course give you the security that should you hook a big fish, there's a lot of big chub, big perch, even barbel in here, which you don't need to be afraid of using this product. But with a bit of elastic in, it'll just give you that little buffer. So there we are, we've got a nice 8-metre whip. We've strengthened them up, perfectly suited to the Wye, the Trent, the Severn, and of course Island, and the big weights that are synonymous with them. But as I said, of course, as well as that, it's coupled with lightness and stiffness and makes a perfect small fish tool. Comes supplied in this high quality padded case, so not only does it look the part, but it's nice and safe when you're storing it and transporting it. And these are available now for the 2022-23 season.